champ in a different organization, and I was the Strikeforce champion.
Beautiful right. I'm the #1 lightweight in the world, baby.
And, you know, we're the two biggest 155-pounders outside of the UFC. You know, and I called him out and wanted to fight him.
I want to know if I can beat him or if he can beat me. I want to know it.
He took it as an insult.
He just don't shut up. Every other interview he's talking about fighting me. I want to fight Eddie Alvarez. He's the guy that if you're making the headlines and you're doing well, he likes to say he wants to fight you so he can also be in the headlines. Like the high school cheerleader always trying to like off the quarterback.
He didn't like that. He didn't like that I said that, and but it was true.
I think he uses some choice words that are a little inappropriate at times, a little disrespectful, and sometimes he didn't say the brightest things to this point.
And now he's going to get what he wants, and he's going to be sorry that...
This should be an amazing matchup. I can't see how this fight wouldn't be a spectacular war. Both guys are warriors. They go after it.
I think this fight totally has the potential to be fight of the night, fight of the year, fight of the century, man.
I'm looking forward to like a violent fight. If he dares to throw the bull punches that he normally throws, I will end him right in the center of the octagon.
Dude, I ain't scared of nobody. And I'm not talking out of my ass, you know, like he is.
I think the Mexicans will be disappointed in their Mexican.
You know, I'm chalking up a good game plan, and I'm gonna beat this guy.
From the fighting city of Philadelphia, Eddie Alvarez, a champion in multiple organizations for years. It was Alvarez and Melendez considered the two best outside of the octagon.
Well, a lot of people were hoping that Eddie Alvarez would make it to the octagon far sooner than he did. He's a great fighter, and when he was fighting in other organizations, he looked really good. And we wanted to see what would happen when he fought against world-class competition. His first fight inside the octagon, boy, did he get a big assignment. He fought Donald Cerrone, a guy who's had as many UFC fights as you could possibly imagine. And one of the top welterweights lightweights in the world came up short. But I believe he learned from that fight, and I think we're going to see a better Eddie Alvarez tonight.
We saw the true character and fighting spirit, though. The fight went the distance. Cowboy has won 8 straight, Joe. So for Eddie to exchange with him, even though Cerrone got the win, says something about the fact that Eddie Alvarez still has a lot left.
Well, he learned a lot in that fight. He certainly learned about his vulnerability to leg kicks. It's a very important part of Cowboy's strategy, and Eddie Alvarez likes to keep his stance wide, throw a lot of bombs. He's got a lot of power in his hands, very good wrestling background. I'm looking forward to this fight.
Eddie Alvarez moved to South Florida to train full-time with the Black Zillions. His family recently worked their way back to Philadelphia, but Alvarez stayed down south to train under the guidance of Henry Hooft and the Black Zillion team. El Nino, 22-4, Gilbert Melendez. 12 of his last 13 fights were title fights. His last fight, of course, a lightweight title fight against Anthony Pettis.
Gilbert Melendez has about as exciting a style as you could hope for. Sometimes too exciting for his own good. The fight with Diego Sanchez, a lot of people think that he could have fought a more tactical fight and won a clear decision. He decided to exchange and just stand in the pocket, and that's how he likes to do it. And that's what he hopes Eddie Alvarez does with him tonight. That is his style of fighting. And like he said after the Diego Sanchez fight, he goes, yo, we're Mexican fighters. That's what we do. That's what we love to do.
Most wins, most fight time in Strikeforce history. 11-1, 5 total defenses. 12 career wins by knockout. Gilbert Sr., his father, born here in Mexico.
And Gilbert has had really close fights with the champions, particularly the Benson Henderson fight, a fight that many people thought that he could have gotten the nod. It was a very close fight. He lost a split decision to then champion Benson Henderson. And then, of course, the war that we talked about with Diego Sanchez. Came up short against Pettis, got caught with a guillotine choke and tapped. that was the last time we saw him in the octagon.
Our tale of the tape for this, our co-main event of the evening. Melendez, 2 years the elder of Alvarez. Gilbert Melendez will have a 4-inch reach advantage once again. Bruce Bubble.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle striker, holding a professional record, 25 wins, 4 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida, USA, presenting the number 9 ranked lightweight fighter in the world, Eddie! And is just tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of San Francisco, California, USA, presenting the former WEC lightweight champion and the former 2-time Strikeforce lightweight champion and the number 4 lightweight ranked fighter in the world, Gilbert El Nino Melendez! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, John McCarthy.
Big John McCarthy, our referee. Melendez, Alvarez. I don't know if they were supposed to have a stare down. They just decided to do so.
They knew the importance of this
yes,
fight.
indeed. Here we go! White trunks for Eddie Alvarez, gray and white for Gilbert Melendez.
Both guys trying to find their distance, standing right in front of each other. Neither one committing yet. There it goes.
Good combo.
1-2. Very nicely done by Eddie.
A lot of animosity that we talked about. This fight years in the making.
Well, sometimes when you have a fight like that, there's so much buildup and so much tension that the fighters are afraid to exchange. They're afraid to pull the trigger. I shouldn't say afraid, but the anticipation of the moment.
Hard to live up to the hype, right?
Yes.
That's why Chuck and Vanderlei was so special, because it pretty much did. You wait all those years for certain matchups. What we think we could see tonight is
so they don't take chances. There's a nice jab there by Gilbert.
3 of them. Really long with that jab. And as I mentioned, 4-inch reach advantage for Melendez. Nate Diaz, Jake Shields in his corner tonight. They are like brothers. They have been for years.
Oh!
Clipped him.
Gilbert caught him hard. It was a big
and
shot.
Another one.
Eddie got rocked.
Yes, he did.
Gilbert's on top of him.
Gilbert put a left right on his jaw, too, Joe. Big shot early scored by Melendez.
That right hand really rocked Eddie. But Eddie Alvarez recovering.
The Donald Cerrone fight we just spoke of.
And a bunch of his fights outside of the UFC. The Michael Chandler fight, he got rocked badly in the first round. He just got clipped with a big jab, too, and winced.
Alvarez, 16 career wins by knockout.
And Eddie Alvarez fights very,
in this fight, sparring with Michael Johnson. He wants a high-paced, violent fight. Just past the midway point of the first of a potential 3 5-minute rounds. He's that long jab again. Technique for both of these men, really good to watch if you're a young fighter.
Eddie Alvarez.
Was awarded his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt right after that Diego Sanchez fight. Neither man thinking about fighting on the ground so far in this one, though. stand and trade.
I think Eddie Alvarez is still hurt, Mike. I really do. It's the only explanation that I could come up with for why he hasn't tried to exchange with him again. I mean, he's really hesitating on the outside. There's another beautiful jab by Gilbert.
Good
nice
kick.
leg kick.
And you talked about the wide stance of Melendez as well.
Well, Eddie's landed 2 of those, and he went up top with that one.
Got him in the rib cage.
And he looked low to fake it. He's showing him the hips.
Melendez. A lot of them have been that snap jab. Final seconds.
Melendez boxing really looks nice tonight, Mike. Really looks nice. They just touch gloves.
Breathe, breathe, Eddie, breathe. Relax. You okay?
Joey blew his nose at the end of the round.
Listen, breathe.
That is a terrible thing that a fighter can do. If you hurt your nose and you blow your nose, if your nose is broken, oftentimes your eyes will swell shut. And that's what we're seeing right here from Eddie. They got to really clamp that end swell down and try to move some of that swelling away from his eye. And he might very well have a broken nose. Oh, it's an elbow.
Nicely done.
The elbow is what rocked him. It looked like a right hand from
Sure did.
That was a nice elbow. And there's a right hand behind it by Gilbert.
And Joe, his eye looked fine up to the point where he blew his nose, and now
your nose, but it's so hard because it's packed up with blood, and your instinct is to blow it, and he did, and this is the consequences of that.
Amazing how quickly his eye swelled up.
It is amazing.
Oh, looks nasty.
And it happens like that a lot. I mean, you would think that an old school guy like Eddie Alvarez would know that. It's just instinct. You know, if you have an instinct, you can't breathe out of your...
Caught him with a nice right.
Very nice.
With that in mind, Joe, let's see if Alvarez pushes the pace here.
Oh man, it's even worse now.
It looks just nasty.
He can't see out of that left eye. I mean, Big John McCarthy might give him to the end of this round, but he might not, depending upon whether or not he gets hit on that left side. But he's going to be very vulnerable to anything coming from the left side, anything that's coming from where he can't see.
Which is the right hand in the pistol position of Gilbert Melendez. Or that elbow, Joe, as we saw in the replay, was so violent.
Once you have a hard time seeing out of that eye, it limits your ability to judge distance as well.
Johnny Case's eye was in the prelims. If you missed it, fans, it started to get a bit better as the fight continues. It looks like Eddie's eye continues to get worse.
Yeah, it's very swollen, very swollen.
Looking for a takedown.
And Gilbert looking for a guillotine.
Just the pressure that might be put on his left eye in this position, Joe. So far, you see him staying with his right side, the right ear, the right eye, while he head fights.
It's not a devastating injury, at least as far as we know, to the left eye. What it is from blowing the nose. He may have a broken nose. And when you have a broken nose and there's all this swelling, when you blow it, the swelling transfers to your eye for some strange reason. It's very, very common. And let's take a look at it in the replay. We'll see it here. Watch, his eye's fine. He blows his nose, and then boom, to not do it, but I can't imagine. Yeah, Gilbert just landed a nice stiff jab.
A guy with 30 professional fights, Joe, and all those years of hard training, you would think that that's occurred once or twice in his MMA life.
And also a guy who has a very boxing-based style.
Yeah.
There's another nice left kick. Excuse me, right kick. The left leg of Gilbert's been eaten up.
It sure has.
But he needs more of those. Eddie needs a lot more of those.
If you're Melendez, well, now he's looking for a potential takedown. Good
by
knee.
Gilbert.
If you're Melendez, you turn up the pace a bit?
Well, Gilbert has had great success with his hands in these exchanges, and it seems to me that that's what he wants to continue doing. He believes he can probably connect and eventually land one that takes Eddie out. But in the meanwhile, he's got to look out for those kicks.
Right.
because those can easily take away his movement. I mean, we are only in the second round. We have a minute 40 to go here, and then another 5. Anything can happen. And there's another one.
Gilbert not attempting to check those kicks at all.
No, he hasn't. He's very heavy on his leg because he's looking to do that.
Yep.
He's looking to land bombs. And for Alvarez, if I was in his corner, I'd be saying flash the jab, throw that leg kick. Flash the jab, throw that leg kick.
Ducks under.
And he's got Gilbert's back here briefly. Gilbert, an excellent grappler, very good wrestler. And as you said, Cesar Gracie, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
And both men with their names on their back. Alvarez and Melendez. Eddie Alvarez once said, I love this quote, Joe, success is never owned, it's just rented, and the rent is due every day.
That's a great quote.
Isn't that great?
I've never heard that before, but that's a great quote. Eddie's got the takedown, nicely done by Alvarez.
Close second round when you consider this and the leg kicks of Alvarez.
Yes, and right in front of his corner. Easily, Eddie could be winning this round, and probably is. First round definitely went to Gilbert.
Through the knee. Melendez just able to get out of harm's way.
20 seconds, 50 seconds, finish strong,
15. Swollen left eye or not, Eddie Alvarez continued to fight his fight here in the second. But be there for a moment.
That's an excellent second round. You know that the eye is swollen, but it's not a catastrophic injury. It's not like he got head kicked or anything. It was blowing the nose. If they get that end swell on that right away and push that swelling away, it's very possible that they can stop this from really stopping this fight.
Hey, listen, you cannot stand in front of him. You need to move in and out. Hey, listen, in and out. He's missing everything. Hey, but listen, you cannot just throw one punch. Combination punch, finish on his back. He's broke. You took him down, you broke him there. For you, 5 rounds is nothing. Show us that you want to do it. Take this round from him.
Okay, it's tied. That was your round, your win.
Hey, move it.
And there's a beautiful jab by Gilbert. Just snapping that jab in place. And here's the spinning elbow. Really kind of landed more with the back of the arm.
Gonna touch gloves. I think you just said I love you, baby.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Yeah, okay. So much for that family feud.
That's how hard he got hit in the first round. There's a shot again. Deep shot.
Said, you got this, you've done this before. Be careful of your neck, though.
Well, because he took him down in that second round like that, he may think that he could do this again, and that might be his key to victory.
Melendez, Joe, with 22 career wins, 12 by knockout, 1 by submission.
He's looking for the trip. And Eddie is a very good wrestler, although his fights have been highlighted more by his ability to stand and trade. And he's got Gilbert down again. Right in front of Gilbert's corner.
Alvarez, winner of 10 of his last 12.
Big deep breath by Gilbert Melendez.
A combined 47 wins. Alvarez with the overhand right.
Good right hand by Eddie. And he's abandoned that leg kick, Mike. I really think he should go back to that. Big deep breath by Gilbert.
Under 3 remains.
Henry Hoop just yelled out, "You don't listen."
Past the midway point of the 3rd and final round.
Those 2 takedowns easily could be winning both the 2nd and the 3rd round for him when you consider that a lot of the other parts of the fight, a lot of the other exchanges are pretty similar.
Joe, you saw a sizable advantage in total strikes for Melendez, but in significant strikes, they're almost dead even.
And I wonder if that advantage came mostly from the first round. It's kind of a shame that they're not accumulative, that we do judge it round by round. There's a lot of people that think you should judge a fight on a whole. And that's more how they did it in Pride. Nice takedown again by Eddie Alvarez. And Eddie trying to climb up the legs of Gilbert, stay on top of him. Gilbert right back up to his feet.
Alvarez working diligently to try to win this third and final round. Big deep breath.
Big swelling under the right eye as well now of Eddie Alvarez. He's having a hard time seeing from both sides. And Gilbert popping that jab.
Under a minute. Will someone make a statement
kick
here?
To the body.
Again with a kick. Altitude definitively is a factor in this fight.
Yeah, you gotta wonder how much of, oh, beautiful spinning elbow by Alvarez.
20 seconds now.
Look for it again.
Yep.
Really telegraphed at that time.
Look at the blood now on the face of Melendez. Big right hand at the end. Uppercut. Wow, what a wind-up.
That was a great fight.
They go the distance.
It's nice to see those guys show each other respect. After all the years of trash talking, they finally got it on. It's going to be interesting to see how that was scored. The first round really clearly went to Gilbert Melendez. He stunned him, he had him in trouble. Alvarez was tentative, didn't do much. But then the second and third could have easily gone to Alvarez. There's a nice couple of jabs by Gilbert. There's the nice elbow in the first round. Look at that, beautiful. That stunned Eddie Alvarez. And again, right hand over the top. The real key to the fight, the first round, clearly Gilbert landed some devastating shots and had Eddie in trouble. There's a beautiful spinning elbow by Eddie Alvarez.
That's
the second round and the third round, Eddie was able to initiate the grappling exchanges and get Gilbert to the ground. But the question is, how is that scored? Did he do enough damage while he did that? Very good fight, though. Definitely.
Great sportsmanship from both of these warriors after 15 minutes of competition. And here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 29-28 Alvarez, 29-28 Melendez, and 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Eddie Alvarez.
Huge split decision victory, pumped up by and all for Eddie Alvarez.
I'm here with the winner, Eddie Alvarez. Congratulations, first of all, Eddie. Who are you pointing to?
My wife. My beautiful wife.
Congratulations to you and to her. That's a tough fight. It was a long time coming. It was nice to see you guys.